Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pon Vidyashram School. In our last session, we have discussed about what are microorganisms, types of microorganisms, uses of microbes. Okay, what are microorganisms? These are microscopic in nature. All the microorganisms we cannot see with our naked eye? No. Few microorganisms we can see with our naked eye. They are macroscopic in nature. For example, fungi, algae. Then the next one, types of microbes. First bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi and viruses are the major 5 types of microbes. Then among all microorganisms, viruses are very tiniest in nature. We need a special electron microscope to visualize viruses. Clear? And one more special feature is there in virus. What is that? When the virus is in the outside, when the virus is in outside, that is outside the organism's body, they react or they act like a non-living thing. Once they enter into our body, they behave like a living thing. That's what even scientists till now they have the confusion whether they have to categorize them as living being or non-living being. And we have discussed one more chapter, uses of microbes. Microbes play a vital role even in our day-to-day activity. That is, formation of curd will be done by the microbes, and they take part in baking industry. Okay, and even in our day-to-day activity, that is fermentation. We need fermentation when your mom prepare your batter, idli batter, dosa batter. Okay, microorganisms, LAB, bacteria plays a vital role in this for the process fermentation. Then they are used to manufacture vaccine, antibiotics, everything. Excluding these, we are going to learn one more important uses of microbes in this module. Okay. Let me move on to the next topic. Is nitrogen is important for proper functioning of cell? Yes, of course. All organisms need nitrogen. Why do organisms need nitrogen? Organisms need nitrogen to synthesize protein. Proteins are made up of amino acids which are made up of nitrogen. Now you got the topic? Yes. Listen, in our atmosphere, nitrogen is present about 78%. Okay, which is in the gaseous form. We cannot use this atmospheric nitrogen directly into usable form. Okay, even plants also cannot use the atmospheric nitrogen. They will synthesize compounds of nitrogen, and when we consume plants and nitrogen will enter into our body, that is why we are able to synthesize protein. The process of converting nitrogen into a form in which it can be used by the plants is called nitrogen fixation. Okay, listen, now nitrogen is available in the gaseous form in our atmosphere. This cannot be utilized even by the plants, even by the organism, human being. Okay, this atmospheric nitrogen, that is gaseous nitrogen, will be converted into plants' usable form. Okay, is known as nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is done by specialized bacteria in the soil. There are some other bacteria that they return nitrogen into the gaseous form. First thing, atmospheric nitrogen, that is the gaseous nitrogen, will be converted into plants' usable form. Okay, then there will be some depletion in the atmosphere. Okay, how this will be rectified? Again, the nitrogen will be taken. Now, the nitrogen is converted into the usable form by the plants. Okay, so they are present in the soil. From the soil, again the nitrogen will go to the atmosphere. Okay, this is what we are going to learn in detail in this chapter. Clear? Fixation is nothing but converting an element into its usable form. This is known as fixation. Okay, after nitrogen is fixed, it can be absorbed and used by the plants and subsequently by animals. The cyclic process of nitrogen being fixed, used by plants and animals and later returned to the atmosphere is referred to as nitrogen cycle. First, nitrogen will be taken from the atmosphere, okay, which will be utilized by the plants. Okay, afterwards, this nitrogen compounds will be converted into gaseous nitrogen again back to the atmosphere. Okay, this is known as nitrogen cycle. Cycle means from where it starts. Okay, in the same, it will reach to the same place. That is known as cycle. This process is also in the same way. Nitrogen cycle involves the following steps. The first one, nitrogen fixation, nitrogen assimilation, ammonification, nitrification, denitrification. Let me repeat. Nitrogen cycle involves the following steps. Nitrogen fixation, nitrogen assimilation, ammonification, nitrification, denitrification. Let me explain one by one in detail. Nitrogen fixation. The process of converting free nitrogen gas of the atmosphere into the nitrogen compounds is called nitrogen fixation. Plants cannot use gaseous form of nitrogen. So this will be converted into nitrogen compounds. This is known as nitrogen fixation. Okay, who will do this work? In nature, it takes place in the following ways. The first one, atmospheric nitrogen fixation. Okay, lightning causes high temperatures which result in a reaction between nitrogen and oxygen present in the air to produce oxides of nitrogen. Listen, in our atmosphere, nitrogen is present in the gaseous form. Even oxygen is also present. Listen, nitrogen is present in the molecule form, that is N2. Okay, N triple bond N. You have learned the valency of nitrogen is 3. So, while writing N triple bond N, you have to write in this way, trivalent bond. It is very difficult to break the trivalent bond. It needs more energy to break this trivalent bond. This energy will be obtained from the lightning. Lightning contains more energy. Okay, so when lightning occurs, the N triple bond N, the trivalent bond will be broken. Then what will happen? Nitrogen atom will be available. This will combine with the oxygen in the atmosphere to form oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen when reacts with the oxygen which is present in the atmosphere to form oxides of nitrogen. Clear? It mixes, this oxides of nitrogen mix with the rainwater to form dilute nitric acid. I think the same process you have learnt in acid rain in your last year. Okay, just recollect the points. Okay, so now oxides of nitrogen is ready. When this mixes with the rainwater to form nitric acid. Okay, again the rainwater will fall onto the ground. What will happen? The rainwater, now it contains nitric acid. This will react with the soil. Soil contains limestone. Okay, to turn into nitrates. Don't get confused. Okay, just the nitric acid when reacts with the soil to form nitrates. That's it. Nitrate salt. Okay. So nitrates, now the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into nitrate salt. Clear? Then one more method is also there, biological nitrogen fixation. It is the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds by living organisms. What do you remember from this? Yeah, rhizobium bacteria. They are present in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. They convert the atmospheric nitrogen into plants' usable form. Okay, these are found in the root nodules of leguminous plants like peas and beans. Okay, These bacteria can fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. The first step, atmospheric nitrogen, that is gaseous form, will be converted into nitrates form. Clear? Then the second process, nitrogen assimilation. Now the nitrogen compound, that is nitrates form, is ready. This will be utilized by the plants to manufacture or synthesize protein. Clear? The plants absorb these nitrates from the soil and convert them into plant proteins. Okay, the nitrogen passes from the plants to herbivores that eat them, and then to the carnivores that eat the herbivores. Clear? Nitrates will be absorbed by the plants and protein synthesis will be done. And what will happen? Now the protein is present in the plant's body. When we consume plant, okay, when animals consume plant, the nitrogen, that is the protein, will be carried forward to some other organism, that is from plant to living organism. This process of conversion of inorganic nitrogen compounds into organic compounds that become a part of living organisms is called nitrogen assimilation. Okay, let me repeat. Process of conversion of inorganic nitrogen compounds. What is the inorganic nitrogen compounds here? Nitrates. Nitrates are available. These will be converted into organic compounds like proteins. Okay, protein, we need proteins, so this will be converted into organic compounds like proteins. This process is known as nitrogen assimilation. Then the next, one more example, one more question I want to ask. If all the nitrogen is taken from the atmosphere, if all the nitrogen from the atmosphere is used up, it would deplete, right? Then how do the nitrogen come back to the atmosphere? Here we have the concept decomposition. Decomposition will be done by the decomposers like bacteria and fungi. Okay, we have 3 more steps involved in this. Okay, first one is ammonification. Now protein is available in our body. What will happen? When organisms die, when plants and animals die, their remains are converted into ammonia. Okay, now it is available in the form of protein. When the organisms die, these protein will be converted into ammonia and ammonium compounds. Okay, by the bacteria and fungi. This process of conversion of complex organic compounds like proteins into ammonia is called ammonification. First, gaseous nitrogen will be converted into nitrate. Okay, from nitrate, what will be manufactured or what will be synthesized? Protein will be synthesized. When the organisms die, protein will be converted into again ammonia. This process is known as ammonification. Clear? Then the next one, nitrification. Some of these compounds are taken up by the plants and the rest are converted into nitrates by nitrifying bacteria present in the soil. The process of conversion of ammonia into nitrates is called nitrification. From protein, what is available? Ammonia is available. Okay, plants cannot use this ammonia directly. So this ammonia will be converted into nitrates, is called nitrification. Then denitrification, last process. Some of these nitrates are absorbed. Nitrates can be utilized by the plants, so it is available in the form of nitrates. Some plants do not need all the nitrates. They need some of these nitrates are absorbed by the plants and the rest are converted to free nitrogen gas. Again, from nitrates it will be converted into gaseous nitrogen. Now who will do this work? There are some denitrifying bacteria are present in the soil. They will do this work. Nitrate, again this will be converted into nitrogen gas by denitrifying bacteria. This is called denitrification. Clear? The process is clear, I think. Okay, in short, can I explain? Atmosphere contains about 78% of nitrogen. This nitrogen is present N triple bond N. It is very difficult to break the triple bond. So lightning also plays a vital role to break this bond. Okay, after breaking this bond, the nitrogen combines with oxygen to form oxides of nitrogen. Then, okay, oxides of nitrogen again they mix with the rainwater, and when they react with the soil, finally we will obtain nitrates. Clear? This is one process. With the help of lightning, this work will be done. Second, with the help of rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria also convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Okay, these are the legumes. What about the non-legumes? Non-leguminous plants, they also contain some and they do not contain actually the blue green algae which present in the soil. They convert the atmospheric nitrogen to the plant usable form for the non-leguminous plants. Clear? For leguminous plants, this will be done by the rhizobium bacteria. For non-leguminous plants, the same work will be done by the blue-green algae which is present in the soil. Clear? Now, sometimes nitrates or nitrites or ammonia. These compounds, the atmospheric nitrogen will be converted into nitrates or nitrites or ammonia. Otherwise, compounds of nitrogen is available. Okay, this will be absorbed by the plants. Okay, for what purpose? To synthesize protein. So, protein synthesis is over. After what will happen? The plants, okay. Protein is available in the body of plant and even in animal. Once the organism die, what will happen? Their body will be buried on the ground. Okay, now here we have the concept of decomposers. Decomposers, they will break down the protein into simpler form. Okay, like ammonia or nitrate. Again, this will be utilized. Again, this will be converted by the denitrifying bacteria to nitrogen gas. Again, this nitrogen gas will be fixed or liberated to the atmosphere. That is why we are able to maintain 78% of nitrogen in our atmosphere. This is known as nitrogen cycle. Okay, nitrogen cycle. Again, let me repeat. Nitrogen cycle involves 5 steps. Nitrogen fixation, nitrogen assimilation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. Thank you.